Right. Okay. Dude. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm reading a book.
Wow.
Yeah.
What book?
This Side of Paradise.
Ooh. I've actually never read that one.
Oh, right. So, I guess this would be episode 3. Is it 3? Episode 4, Quartz Mindset. Today, I'm here not with a guest, but a co-host. Introduce yourself.
Hi. Brian DiLorenzo, co-host. I'm a co-host, right?
Yeah, you're a co-host.
I don't know what the line is between guest and host.
It's like a thin line. It's more just like I like to think instead of it being like where I'm like grilling you, you could just be like whatever.
Okay.
I like your background. Where are you right now?
In Brooklyn. This is my backyard, but it's actually starting to rain, so I might have to go inside. We'll see how this plays out. But
Right.
At the moment, I feel a few drops, but it could escalate.
So, do you read books? Like, do you read a lot of books?
I should also note my girlfriend is in the corner, sort of like kind of half listening, and she'll probably say no, that I don't really read books.
Oh, we stand support.
No, I do. I like books. I try, but not that hard. Like I need to try harder.
Yeah. You're looking at 4 out of 8 books that are incomplete.
Which ones? Let's see.
I have This Side of Paradise, which I have to reread because I may not have to reread it because I take notes. I'm a note taker.
Wow. Let's see. A Kiss for Armory highlights the start of Armory and Myra's relationship.
Yeah, like I take notes on each little mini part because my favorite author, F. Scott Fitzgerald, the way he writes is he kind of does, at least in this book, it's parts. It's hard to say just like chapters. It's not really chapters. It's like,
yeah.
But I got to get through this book because I have another book I'm reading at the same time, Tender's the Night.
Is that also F. Scott?
Yes.
Actually, I might have to move inside.
Is it raining?
It is.
What part of Brooklyn do you live in? My friend lives in Brooklyn.
I am in the Park Slope area. Not too far from the park. So, been here for like 2 years.
But yeah, he's my favorite author. You make movies, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I made one full length movie. Working on a second one. But the first one is called Myth, and that took a good couple of years to finish. So just in the process now of trying to do it again.
Yeah, maybe reading would like kind of inspire something for like the new movie, right?
It could, yeah. I mean, they say if you want to write, you should also probably read too. So that can't hurt. And that's what I'm kind of trying to do now, is just like work on my writing. Even though it's more of a screenplay style, not what do they say, prose?
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite movie?
It's tough. I have a top 5.
Oh, what's your top 5?
Top 5 is The Godfather, Heat, Jaws, Zodiac.
And I've seen Zodiac and Jaws so far.
And probably Scream. Scream is probably like number 5.
The original Scream?
The original Scream, yeah.
With Officer Dewey?
Oh, yeah, man. Don't want to spoil that, but Did you see?
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it either. Although I think they made a new one recently, right?
Yeah, actually, the Scream fandom is quite upset. As of yesterday, Nev Campbell is not signed on to do the new one, and they're like, people are freaking out.
Oh no, it's Trond all over again.
Yeah, it's a little toxic too on Facebook. Like, there's this whole fan group, and they're like going crazy and like fighting each other. And one guy was like doxing another guy. It was wild.
Really? This is on Facebook?
Yeah, there's a group. I don't know why. You just you're on Facebook. Probably too much, and you like join one of those pages, and then you get all the updates, and then and then like it turned into a whole thing, and like this one guy was like feuding with another guy, and then he doxed him. He put his like home address up on the boards, and people were like, "Whoa!" Like, this isn't even about Scream anymore. This is crazy.
These socks are fire, by the way, with the red on the top. You're not gonna see it. Do you put a picture of Scream socks?
Oh, wait, you have Scream socks?
No, I just typed in Scream on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's not. I guess I'm into. I don't know what my taste in movies is. It changes so often.
Right.
You know?
Well, I actually don't know. What are some of your favorites?
I like 500 Days of Summer. I think that's always been like floating up there somewhere.
It's a good one.
And then what was it? Dead Poets Society is on that list too.
Yeah, that's actually one of my girlfriend's favorites too.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I always gravitate to like movies that are from like books and stuff, and like graphic novels. But I would say like if I see like a Stephen King thing, I'll watch it because I have like 6 of his books. And,
yeah. What which ones have you read?
Well, I actually have one right here. The Dead Zone.
It's one of your read. Dead Zone. Oh yeah, we were talking about this the other night. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's how much I've left of the book.
And you said you didn't even know that they had done a movie?
No, I didn't know they'd made a movie for it.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it, but it's supposed to be good. It's like Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken's like the main guy.
Let's see. 1983. Wait, I think I saw this. I feel like I've seen this. I'm gonna do
it's like a guy. It's like Martin Sheen, right? He's like a senator.
Yeah, it's this idea that he can go to this place called the Dead Zone. Because like he almost dies.
Oh, yep. Paramount. Nice.
This glare is crazy. Hold on. I might be mixing it up with another movie.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Siri, not now.
Siri.
Go away.
Could I leave? Oh, you know what? Sorry, 1 second. One second.
Yeah.
Sorry, I left my phone out in the rain.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
What was that? Oh.
I think I've seen this movie, but I
Yeah, Christopher Walken, Martin Sheen. It's a David Cronenberg film. It's supposed to be good.
I was actually trying to watch Doctor Sleep yesterday, but fell asleep.
Doctor Sleep?
Boom.
You fell asleep.
Because I was like, Ewan McGregor, the 2019 one. I was like, oh man.
Did you read the Doctor Sleep?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you make a sequel to The Shining. I guess they tried.
That's what it is, because like I saw the beginning of it where they had the kid running in the hallway.
Yep.
That's a sequel to The Shining?
Yeah. Which I think in terms of the book, I've read actually she laughed too because I've tried reading The Shining for like 2 years now, but have you read the book?
I've never actually seen the book in a bookstore. That's the crazy part.
Well, I guess Stephen King didn't like the movie version, but like that is the canon. That is canon. So when they did when they did the sequel, they had to reference the movie. Like there's no way you couldn't reference the original. But I think Stephen King was kind of. I think he was always mad at Kubrick for how he changed like a lot of the stuff in the book.
I actually heard that somewhere from somebody else. I just don't remember who, but some kind of thing, he had a thing against Kubrick, and I didn't know why. But
Well, the book has like talking like creatures and stuff. Like he cut a lot of stuff out that you just didn't want to deal with.
oh, Stephen King is also the first time Zac Efron's gonna be a dad because they did what was it? Not Firestar.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they did a Firestar movie with Zac Efron as a dad, and I'm like, Zac Efron as a dad. I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't think I want to see that.
That was lame. But young Drew Barrymore. She's the original, right?
Yeah.
I love Drew.
I think the one book I want to read is Pet Sematary because I saw the movie trip me up. That gave me like nightmares. So the book must be like great.
Yeah. Oh, you read the book?
No, I want to though.
Oh.
Have you read Pet Sematary?
Bad reader, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no. I have nowhere to go off of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. I've heard good things. I think my dad probably read it at some point. I think we had it like in our bookshelf. I have a lot of books in my bookshelf that have not been read.
I see the bookshelf.
Yeah. Great bookshelf though. Just gotta read more of them.
Yeah. So in the Dead Zone, I'm basically up to where I don't know if you're like familiar, but it's like the way he writes the book, it's in parts. So it's like chapters, but it's in parts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like part 1, part 2, part 3. And I'm in part 3.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So like 3. Okay. Is there chapters or is it just?
Oh, there's chapters, yeah. It's like chapter 25, part 1, chapter 25, part 2.
Oh, okay.
It's super segmented. It's like, but the other reason why it takes me a long time to read it is because the print on this book is like,
whoa, yeah.
it's very tiny print. So it's like, you're reading it, you're just like on one page, like.
I know.
It's not Hunger Games. Because the Hunger Games, like, I have like right here, is like, the font is like.
A lot bigger?
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. And it's like more spaced. More space. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's kind of cool. I mean, you like, do you feel like you're like you've accomplished something when you like get to part 2, part 3? You're like advancing.
Yeah, I try to read, but I do a thing like how I do with movies. I try to read 2 books at a time. So like if one book, like if I'm reading Stephen King, I'm reading something that's lighter too, because I'll get into this thing where I'm like, you know, it's too dark and you're like, this is getting kind of dark in my head right now. I gotta read something lighter, or I gotta like.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't always wanna I mean I haven't really, I'm saying I'm reading, but I was writing a book, so it's like it's hard for me to read and write the book at the same time.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, you know, you just I really like I used to read like 3 books at a time.
3 at a time. Wow. Do you ever get like confused?
Well, I was reading 4 at a time because I'm just reading Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Storm of Swords.
Storm of Swords. Okay, that's. So are you like waiting
Storm
on
of
like,
Swords.
the guy to finish like the last book, or
I don't think it's gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna do it. I think because I remember HBO made up like I think the like how many books are out? Like 5? The last 2 seasons was like HBO making it up.
right?
With like
They did their own
yeah.
their own story, but I don't get it. It's like he like finished the other ones pretty fast, and then he just stopped. He just kind of quit the last one.
I mean, I don't know. It's weird to me because it's like, and then after 7, he was all like, "I'm gonna finish the books. The ending's gonna be different in the books." And I'm like, when are you gonna finish it? You're 2 books behind.
Oh, he's 2 books behind.
I think it's either 2 or it's like it's a book or 2 books behind.
I mean, I guess say what you will of J.K. Rowling, but at least she finished all the books before.
And now they're making the Cursed Child movie.
Yeah, I mean that's like the Fantastic Beast. It's like who gives a crap? Like,
Yeah, at this point, I actually have the script book for Cursed Child.
oh, sorry. So are you like are you a big fan of the Harry Potter world, or?
I was,
I mean, hey, a lot of people were or are.
Team Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw. You don't hear that one too much. You just hear
Really,
like,
which ones do you hear commonly?
I feel like a lot of people were like calling themselves Hufflepuffs for a while. Like that was kind of cool.
I was Hufflepuff, but then I switched houses. It's weird. I saw Hufflepuff for like 4 years because I was really into Harry Potter, and I was like, I want to be like Gryffindor, but I was Hufflepuff. And then I took the quiz again, and then it said Ravenclaw, and then it's like, all right, that's cool.
Ravenclaws are cool, underrated.
Only house you need a riddle to get in. So
you need a what?
You need a riddle to get into the
a riddle
dormitory.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I saw a play once that was about Hufflepuffs, and it was from their like point of view. It was pretty good. It was kind of like how Harry, like everything's all about Harry, and like he's like sort of the bad guy in it. Like they're like, oh, this guy's so annoying. Everything's all about him. Did I lose you? You're frozen. Uh-oh. Oh, there you are.
If you think about it, though, it is all about Harry, though, right? I mean, yeah. No, I mean, I could see that.
Yeah. And plus, what's his name was a Hufflepuff. The guy that Robert Pattinson played?
Cedric Diggory?
Cedric Diggory, yeah.
Yes.
He was cool.
There's this whole, like, I remember seeing this thing where it's like, he dies and becomes Edward Cullen.
He comes back as what?
He dies and comes back as Edward Cullen for Twilight.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Twilight. Oh my God.
Have you read those books?
I couldn't do it. My friend tried to get me to read the first book, and I got halfway through it, and then I hated it. And then when I went to post, I saw the movie, right? I still hated it. And then I tried to watch the second movie, 15 minutes in, couldn't watch it.
I saw Twilight, the first Twilight at Post too. I like the Broadway Mall.
Yeah. I don't enjoy it.
No.
Female characters in her books are just not. They're just no. I don't even understand that.
It's like someone could have done it good, but they just did not do it good. Like I could buy the whole world. I could buy the whole battle, werewolves and vampires, but they just didn't pull it off.
And then in the last book, right? How Jacob imprints on the baby and he's in like love with the baby before the baby's born. And I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, Twilight, don't do this. Don't do this weird stuff. Bella's vampire baby has imprinted a werewolf. And it's like, it's just gross. It's so gross. Oh man. The one thing I am happy for is because like I read the first Game of Thrones book before I watched it. And the scene where did you watch Game of Thrones?
No, it's a big gap in my content watching.
That's fair. But when Daenerys has a sex scene and she's like in the book, they point out that she's 13 and that Khal Drogo is like a grown ass man. And the book, oh my God, can I find it like right now? It's somewhere. It is so crazy. It basically, it doesn't go into detail fully. There it is. Hold on. Give me a second. It is just not, it's just gross. It's gross. Oh, okay, I remember. It's
that's
like
Emilia Clarke is supposed to be 13.
She's 13 and her brother, it's basically her brother is selling her off to get an army to take back King's Landing.
Damn.
And so, you know, because all the Targaryens are basically dead, minus Daenerys and Viserys, which is her brother. And so they're like Daenerys and Drogo, and it's like he sticks his member in her, and it's like I just remember the word like throbbing, and I'm just like, yeah,
that is weird, and that's like
yeah.
canon? That's like part of the story.
It's part of the story, yeah. Like, and then he looks at her and he's like she's hurt, and she's like, no, keep going. And it's like, oh my God.
No.
The book is basically rape. It's basically rape. Like she basically gets raped.
Yeah.
But this her brother's
that part. I know that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. Well, she said after the first season that she wasn't going to do like those kind of scenes anymore, right? And then they.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Daenerys is always like just half naked generally. Like I don't. At one point in the first book, Daenerys is always just like naked, always nonstop, and you're just like. It gets to the point in the books where you are hearing the moments of them like intimate, like where they're just like laying down, and you're just like, dude, she's like super young. Like,
yeah, I mean, now that you told me that makes it even more disturbing. That's just that's crazy.
But then you can't put it down because like I read like maybe 6 chapters into the first book and I couldn't stop reading.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a very good author. He's got lots of fans. Never really gotten into it, but I don't know if I will now that I've heard that.
Well, I mean, I think I like to believe that books and movies have a time period, like a slot. And I'm not saying Game of Thrones is like dead in the water at this point, but it's turned into a Harry Potter situation to where it's like, you at this point you like it or you don't. And there's no crazy need to watch it because final season already happened, right?
Yeah.
So now it's complete up to you if you just want to, it's like, do you want to delve into that or do you want to like, just be like, I'm good. Would I suggest reading Game of Thrones now? I'm on book 3. Book 1 drags. I'll be honest with you, I'm on book 3. Book 1 drags a lot. It's a lot of setting up information for book 2.
Yeah.
And then book 2 is good, but it's a build up still. It's really after book 3. But then by the time you get to book 3, like these books average at least, like this book is like 1,000+ pages.
Crazy.
Each book is like 700 plus pages. It's like, do you really want to sit and have the time to read these books?
Well, I guess if it's a good book, I guess that doesn't matter. I don't know. I guess, I mean, in terms of what I read, like, I don't know, like I've done a lot of true crime novels and stuff. I'm reading Roger Ebert's autobiography right now. Just pretty good. But like,
do you have it near you?
Nonfiction.
Yeah, do you have it near you, the book?
What's that?
Do you have the book near you, or is it like?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
We're just gonna do this real quick.
I just got it like 2 days ago, but this is called Life Itself by Roger Ebert. Because I've always been a big Roger Ebert fan, so I heard this is like a really deep book that he wrote when he lost his voice. He lost the ability to speak.
Oh my God.
Kind of like similar to Val Kilmer. You heard the whole thing with Val Kilmer too. He lost his voice.
I actually didn't. Why don't you? What happened to Val Kilmer to lose his voice?
I don't want to get it wrong. He was sick, and it might have been cancer, but it was some form of illness that made him lose his voice. And he uses the I forget what the thing is called, but you hold it up to your throat to so you can kind of make sounds and stuff. But
he had hold on, it says here. It says he had cancer.
Was cancer. It can't Ebert or Kilmer?
Kilmer.
Mm.
They used an artificial voice for Top Gun Maverick.
Yes. Which I haven't seen yet, but they used AI to recreate his voice so he could have his voice back for the movie.
Freaking technology, man.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Like every once in a while, you're like, all right, technology, that was good,
Yeah, because sometimes it's a little overkill, and you're like, eh, and then you hear that, and you're like, cool.
Technology kind of has a bad rap, probably for many reasons, but every once in a while, it does, does something good.
It's like that. What was it with Brandon Lee? How he died when they were filming The Crow or something, and then they just kind of made it. They just used old stuff and put it together.
Yeah, I actually watched a doc about that not too long ago. They were lucky that, I mean, not lucky, I guess there's no such thing. Actually, the most unluckiest thing happened. He died, but I guess
it was a gun that was supposed to be a blank.
Almost identical to the Alec Baldwin thing. Just history repeating itself, 20 years later, 25 years later.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was pretty much almost done with filming, and they had to cheat the last couple days. So he had filmed most of his scenes, but yeah, just terrible.
It's crazy when you hear like an actor die and then it's mid filming a movie and you're just like, damn.
It was like when Heath Ledger died before Dark Knight came out.
Or Corey Monteith with Glee. That was crazy. So
right. They've had like the Glee cast is like kind of cursed, right? There's been like 3 of them have died?
3 of them have died. And it's crazy because behind the scenes, like Mark Salling, apparently he did some like horrible stuff that I'm not going to get into because but he did some horrible stuff. And with Corey, it was crazy. Like I saw a thing on it and they basically stopped filming for like a year or like 6 months because it was just shocking. Everyone was just like,
yeah.
Like everyone was like, there's no way we can, whatever. So then when they started filming again, they did an episode called The Quarterback to like honor him, which was really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And like I mean, I don't know. I don't know that much about Glee. I know that like people were like saying that Leah Michelle was kind of mean or whatever behind the scenes, but you don't know. I mean, it's like people change when like there's death, you know, like, but I don't know
Yeah.
the whole story. She could have been mean from the start. From the start, I don't know.
I mean, when Naya Rivera died,
Yeah,
that there was a whole thing where everyone's like, Leah Michelle isn't saying anything about Naya dying when everyone else was like heartbroken. And I'm like, in my head at least, I'm not even trying to defend her, but it's like maybe they weren't close. And I get maybe she should say something, but it's like that's for her to decide.
yeah.
It's not for everyone else to pressure her into saying something.
Everyone's got an opinion. Yeah, we Marissa and I were at a spring awakening thing, and I didn't know that that's how Leah Michelle had gotten her start, was through spring awakening.
Her and Jonathan Groff. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Jonathan Groff. He's awesome. I watch him in
Yeah.
Mindhunter now on Netflix.
Yeah. I actually finished that a while ago. That's a great show.
Yeah, I'm mad they're not doing a season 3.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's been in a lot of stuff too, because he's in Frozen. He was in Hamilton.
Yeah, when you think about a career like Frozen, Hamilton, Spring Awakening, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good run. And then you do like the new Matrix, which I kind of thought sucked, but.
Oh, you know what I think? Because I saw two. I think, what would you have changed with the movie?
So many things. Well, I don't get like they're doing this thing where they like kind of rehash the original. Just tell a new story. Like just make it different. Like I don't want to replay the first movie again. Like so that, but there were some interesting ideas. Like I like the idea that like this film is about the internet today and not the internet 20 years ago. So like, you know, there's a new Matrix and it's different, it behaves different, and it's got different rules. Like I thought that was cool, but your story point was like kind of like, okay, like what's the story here? Like I like that Keanu like has to start over and he has to go back in. I guess so. I guess I like parts of it, but you know.
I liked the idea that it was, because when I have a story where I binged all 3 Matrix movies in a day because I told a friend I'd do it. So at the third one, I thought he died. And then you find out he did die, but he was brought back, right? Mm-hmm. And what's the point that he had to get back with Trinity for something, right? That was
oh yeah, it's not the one anymore. It's the 2, or what they say? It's the 2 of them, right?
It's like whenever they got together, it destroyed the Matrix, and it's like, I don't know. I just felt like some of the Jonathan Groff in that was cool, but I was like, a little. And then Neil Patrick Harris too. I understood, but then I was just kind of like, could be better. You know, like it could have, things like that could have been better. I feel like the bullet time thing was cool. But I got an appearance on Fortnite, actually. Because I played Fortnite, no shame. But there's a thing now where one of the emotes or the things you can do is bullet time.
Oh, cool.
I thought that was hilarious. Some movies like bullet time. And I was like, oh my God. There were funny parts though, you know, but I agree. I think there's things that could have been better. I just feel like it was rushed. That's my big thing with it. Yeah. I feel like it was rushed.
They didn't, something weird happened. Like they didn't invite Lawrence Fishburne back. And they were like, oh, well, he's busy. So I'm like, why don't you just wait for him? Well, what do we got to wait for? Just wait a couple months. Like, well, I'll wait. I don't have to wait. You don't have to replace him. Like,
yeah, that's the other thing I kind of didn't like too for some of the parts. It's like they just kind of did the cheesy, we couldn't get this person back, so we're gonna replace them and make it somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of just going, oh, it's a new person, they're gonna keep doing like little stupid flashbacks to like
Yeah.
before as well. So it's like, oh yeah, well, this is before, and then you're seeing it where it's like, you know,
Yeah. Hugo, no Hugo Weaving, no Agent Smith, like no, yeah. Um, some of the
do you
movies,
feel like,
but
I'm
oh no,
sorry, do you feel like there's a movie that you know is based off a book that you feel like did a great job?
oh, did a great job with the book.
Yeah, with the book and the movie, where it's like,
Hmm.
or at least to your knowledge, like even if you haven't read the book, like it, you're
Oh,
like,
yeah. Um, Tons of movies. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to have read the books, but like The Godfather, The Exorcist,
The
Jaws.
Godfather's a book.
Yeah, man. Mario Puzo.
I actually didn't know that. I've never seen The Godfather.
Oh
Don't
God.
don't shame me, guys. Don't shame me. I've never seen it. I've also never seen Scarface fully either.
No, Scarface is cool. Um, um, it depends, right? Like, I think The Godfather was written pretty much in parallel with the movie, and then other times, it's like a straight up adaptation where someone read the book and they're like, I want to make this. Like Goodfellas was based off of a book, but adapted differently than the real story. Um, same with Jaws. Pretty much any Kubrick movie you watch, every Kubrick movie he ever made was based off of the book. So, and I tried reading like Clockwork Orange and stuff, but I rather for the movie.
Oh my God, Clockwork Orange. I can't. Every time I watch that movie, I have to discuss it with someone. Like I have to. There's no way. I don't know why. Because every time I watch it, I see something different.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those movies for me. Like I'll pick up something. I'll be like, I noticed the color scheme in this scene has these colors. And
Yeah.
then it turned into like my brain is just like spinning and it's like, what else in the movie had that color?
Oh my God. It's such a, yeah. Oh, it's weird to say that's one of my favorite movies, but because it's so just messed up, but it is just like so. It's just such a crazy movie.
It's insane the power play when like before he goes and he changed to be like a good person,
Hmm.
how he's like in control of his friends, and then he sees his friends as cops, and then his friends are just like assholes. It's like
It's so good. Yeah, and
see what you did there. I see what you did there.
it's a big circle. Yeah. No, it's actually kind of a straight. I mean, no, it's not straightforward, but it's one of his less. You know, it pretty much makes sense. Free will and that kind of thing. The themes, or what makes a good person. Is the fact that are they like inherently good, or is they have to be programmed to be
Yeah.
good? You brainwash, if you brainwash someone, does that make them a good person just because they're not like going out killing people anymore?
I've actually like reading and watching. I've seen both 1984,
Hmm. I haven't read that
and
book. That's one I've read.
there's a movie for it. And
Is it
interesting
good?
watch. It's very interesting. It wasn't a favorite, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie too. The movie is very. It's a. I want to say. Let me see. I could look up what year it came out. It's an older movie though.
Yeah. Yeah. Why didn't they? Is it like a famous movie, or is it like kind of just did it?
It came out in 1984 also, but that makes sense.
Makes sense. Okay. I mean, I get that. Yeah.
But I think it's crazy because like that whole. I remember when 1984 when people were like, oh yeah, it's predicting the future, blah blah blah, and it's like some people didn't actually read the book, and it's just kind of like, yeah, but then you know what I mean? It's like you're saying stuff where
Mhm.
it's like speculation, and you're just like, that's not. I'm like, you're like, okay, cool, but
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
speculation.
totally there, but ooh, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Or the whole Twitter movement where people were just like, I have to read the book now, and you're just like, the book's out there, go ahead. Like,
Yeah, read it.
go ahead, read it. I think at one point I even tweeted with that. I was just like, read the book. It's great. It's a great book to read.
It's a quick book. Like you can get through that one pretty quick. If I can get
Yeah.
through it, I mean, anyone can.
The I also have this, which is like my favorite, like book wise, and
Oh, okay, I heard that one too.
it's a Centennial edition. So it has like these really cool fold out pages.
Nice.
But this book is also really quick too. Like look how tiny it is.
Yeah, I read that in high school.
Freaking
Napoleon.
Animal Farm. I wrote a whole paper on society and literature once. And I used 1984, Animal Farm, and The Great Gatsby.
Nice. Sure, do you get a good grade on it?
I did it for fun.
Wow.
Right? It's weird.
Extra credit or something.
I was just like, because at that point, The Great Gatsby was my favorite book.
Yeah.
So I read that 11th grade English, and I asked the teacher if I can keep the book, and she's like, she did a thing where she pretended she counted all the books, and she let me keep it.
Did you pick up when you were at Post, like some of those Great Gatsby connections, like the old estates in Long Island and stuff like that? I mean, not the camp. I mean, but you know, like it's Long Island, right? Isn't that
Yeah.
Long Island? Yeah, and like Charles Post, you know, we were basically on his property.
Yeah, I remember that. I think at one point I was trying to break into the dollhouse.
Oh yeah, everyone wanted to break into the dollhouse.
I heard a rumor that off the hill, on top of the hill, there's like one of the buildings has like a thing where you can go all the way into the dollhouse from underneath.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah,
I was like, wait, like, because I was an art major, so obviously I was up there all the time, and I was just like, what building is it? Is it where the music majors are? Is it where the art majors are? Let me know.
Yeah. What year did you graduate?
I didn't graduate. I went for a year.
Oh, what years were you there?
2008, and I guess part of 2009.
Okay, same time.
I tried to. I was gonna go, but I decided not to, and I just kind of started working like regular jobs, and then like
time period, yeah.
But the way The Great Gatsby breaks up, if you look at, I remember because we learned some 11th grade, it breaks into East Egg, West Egg, and Valley of the Ashes. And Valley of the Ashes, it's like near the city or something, and then it's like East Egg. It's crazy the way it like breaks it up. But it's based on Long Island, which is really cool.
Yeah. Did you see the movie with Leo in it?
Oh my god. No. I did not see it. I didn't want to see it because I saw the original movie. And it's my favorite book. So like I saw the movie, but I saw what they were doing. And I'm the kind of guy where if there's a soundtrack before, I kind of cheat and I get the soundtrack. And that soundtrack turned me off from that. It disconnected me from it.
I don't like when they do like music that's not from the time period. Just like what? I feel like it's like cheating or something.
I also will always hate Daisy Buchanan for that. I hate her so much. And she's like she's a fake character, but I can't. That's like, I feel like that's the worst insult if I ever call you that.
Daisy. What? I'm trying to remember. Why was she so bad?
She played Gatsby, man. Like,
played him? See,
he did so much for her. And Tom basically told, I forget the other guy's name. He told the guy who killed Gatsby at the end to do it, but Daisy lied because the mistress gets hit by a car, but it's Daisy's car that hits the mistress.
Mm.
And they basically just get back together. So it's almost like Gatsby was just basically like a pawn in her game.
Right. I forgot that it ends like that.
Yeah, because Nick runs into them at some like dinner, and they're just like, "Oh, everything is perfect," and you're just like, "It's not."
He ends up in the pool, right at the end.
Yeah, he gets pilled. He gets pilled. Wow, he gets killed in his backyard, and no one shows up to his funeral, minus his dad. Which is like,
you didn't have any friends?
His dad and Nick. And it's like, fuck, man, it sucks.
People, so he really didn't like, people were just kind of using him for his.
That's basically what I took from it, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, it was a lot darker of an ending than I remember.
Yeah, it's because Nick decides he's leaving. In the beginning of the book, Nick is going there to like live there for a little bit. But then he decides to leave at the end, and he's like, on my way of leaving, I run into Daisy and Tom.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of coming back.
Yeah. She smelled of money.
Daisy. I trust her. Yeah. The movie's it's not very good. Although I think Leo did, good casting on them, like fits the role, but I just didn't like it.
There's this thing I saw where it's like they cast Leo in the same kinds of roles all the time. Mm-hmm. So like all of his characters are basically like one kind of person.
I can see that. Except for like Django, it's a little different.
I forget if it's him or it's someone else who hated saying like the racist parts. Was that Leo?
I don't know. It might have been. He was definitely he played a racist character in that film.
The other person that pops in my head is Brad Pitt, but I don't know if. No, Brad Pitt was 12 Years a Slave, I think. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, well, he had but he was like, that was interesting. I've only seen that film once, but he like comes in at the very end.
Yeah, I remembered he hated. No, he's the one who saves it. So then maybe it is Leo who.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Leo then. It was Leo. Brad Pitt's the one who comes in at the end. He's just like, nah, he's a free man. What are you talking about?
Just pops in the last 10 minutes. What do they call it? Like white savior?
Yeah.
It was a good film. I mean, it was very powerful, but it was. Whew.
Yeah.
But yeah, his part in that movie was. You know what's funny about that? When that movie came out, some country, because they do like in other countries they have different movie posters. Like I don't know. I don't want to say which country, but it was like they changed the poster to this giant picture of Brad Pitt and like made him like the whole vocal point of the poster, and he's like literally in the movie for like one scene.
Oh yeah, that's Italian.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the poster right here.
Yeah, that's it. That's so ridiculous. Like he's in the movie for like 5 seconds. But
that's bananas. It's a giant Brad Pitt face.
giant.
And it's a dude in the front. But a giant Brad Pitt face. Oh, you know what it is? Because that's what they were doing with their posters, though. Because there's another one of Michael Fassbender, too.
Okay. I mean, at least he had a bigger role. He was like a bad guy, though. That
Yeah.
evil.
Can I just say, though, his Magneto was like...
He's great.
His Magneto's fucking great.
I love the Fassbender.
I've seen a few of his... I've seen like maybe 3 of his movies. And I've enjoyed all of them.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's one of those people to me where it's like under the radar. You don't even realize how good he is. And then you see it and you're like, huh. That guy's actually pretty decent at his job.
Yeah, brings it. Yeah, no, he's good in that Alien prequel thing, Prometheus. This is probably like the only good part of that movie I actually liked. It's in Inglourious Bastards. He was he's doing a lot of stuff.
Did you know in Inglourious Bastards, I think. No, it's did you see Red?
Rent.
No, Red.
Oh, Red.
Oh wait, no, what's it called? It's not called Red. Is it called Rage?
There's a movie with Bruce Willis called Red.
It's a movie about a tank.
Oh, God, the one with Brad
With BJ, what?
with Brad Pitt in it?
Brad Pitt, BJ Novak, and I'm about to look this up. Thank God for Google.
Well, I think you're thinking of Inglourious Bastards again because BJ Novak was in.
Yeah, there's a thing where Brad Pitt asks BJ Novak. He's like, how do you get into comedy? I'm gonna do like a comedy movie, and BJ Novak's like starstruck, like, what? This is Brad Pitt asking me about how to be a comedy actor. This is crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will allow him to do a comedy if he wants to do one.
Oh, speaking about books and like movies, Chuck Palahniuk says that the Fight Club movie is better than the book.
Wow.
He thinks the movie is better than the books.
Read that book too. At least Grant found something I read. I would agree with Chuck Palahniuk.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know how to say his name though. Is it like? I would say Palahniuk, but I don't think that's how you say it.
Yeah, it's so funny. He was so big for a while, and I definitely read a few of his books. I mean, I don't know what happened. I guess maybe I lost interest, but I'm sure he still writes.
Yeah, I haven't really heard him write anything new because I have like 5 of his books.
Read like Lullaby and Survivor.
Tell All.
Haunted was good.
Invisible Monsters.
Yeah, and they were all like gonna be movies at different points, and then for a lot of them didn't. Oh, Choke was the other one too.
Choke, yeah.
Choke's. I mean, they're weird. I mean, yeah.
I think what's crazy about him is like I talk to my friend about this, and he could write in almost any voice, and it's great. He could be a girl, he could be a baby, he could be like a grandma. And his voice, it just sounds like that person is saying it. And you're like, wow, that's something.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't read him in years, but when I was like younger, like he blew my mind. Like his writing was so good and just so interesting. Like his like fact, like he always put a good fact in, like, and you'd be like, is that a real fact? Like, like in Fight Club, like if you know why they put oxygen masks on planes, like that kind of thing. Oxygen gets too high.
That's kind of crazy. I always like when I first read Invisible Monsters, I think 4 pages in, I busted out laughing because I was like, this shit is so funny.
Oh, I actually thought about him. Yesterday because he wrote a short story called Guts, which if you've ever read it,
I've heard about this actually. I've heard about it. I've never read it.
it's the most disgusting story that like people when they would read it, they would pass out and like faint from because it was just so it was. And anyway, I saw this movie a couple days ago that reminded me of that story because I almost passed out. It was this new Cronenberg film, the guy who did the Dead Zone. He made this movie called Crimes of the Future. Just came out. Viggo Mortensen, Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart, I love her.
Yeah, I was so pumped. It was the grossest. I can't do like organs and stuff like that. And that was kind of like
me either. You're not alone there.
And I was like staring at the ground, like it reminded me of that story because like I started getting like lightheaded and like it's like, oh my god, I haven't been this grossed out in a long. And it was kind of like that was the point, but I was just like, this is gross.
Do you know who Lars von Trier is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen basically most of his movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some of them are just like some of them I can stomach, some of them I can't.
I heard the worst one was the one with Matt Dillon, The House That Jack Built. Have you seen that?
I don't think I've seen that one.
I don't think you should watch. I think that one's supposed to be like the most disgusting film like ever, or one of like the most disgusting films. There's a few, right? Like there's some ones that are known for that stuff, but yeah, I can't do it. And I like we've established like I like horror, but it's too gross. It's too gross. It's like nasty.
Yeah, I've seen out of Lars von Trier, Antichrist. I've seen both Nymphomaniacs, Melancholia, and I didn't know he did that one. And then wait, this is not his movies. So what the hell? Hold on a second. Those are his movies. Yeah, they are, but I had the wrong thing to search. But I've seen a bunch of them, and Antichrist made me feel really uneasy.
It doesn't make you feel good.
It doesn't. It's like, and that's another person I feel like who's very like underrated. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Man, Willem Dafoe. Just so under the radar. It's just like this. Like you're just like, dude, you didn't even think about it. And then you're like, and then you think about it and you're like, wow, no, he is really. He was in this movie called The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. The guy who did that just did The Northman, the Viking movie that came out like a month or two ago.
I actually want to see that.
It's good. Willem Dafoe is good in it too. He's weird as all hell. But
I heard he's like a small part of it though.
Yeah. He plays kind of like a jester, kind of like medieval jester, like a weird one though.
He just has that face that's like creepy, and that you put him in a role where it's like he just nails it, you know?
No. Why wasn't he ever like the Joker?
That's a good point. Actually, I don't think that would work.
No.
And I don't think it would work because as much as like I feel like that could be cool, I think in a way I might think it's a little too like off kilter for it. Unless that was the idea, like where it's like, So I feel like Joker is like this line that's kind of like it's kind of like it's not sure, but it's sure, you know, where it's like wavering.
Yeah.
And Willem Dafoe is like, you know, like it's like snapped, insane. Like,
right.
So if you were to do that, you know, maybe it would be he turned into Willem Dafoe, maybe. But
he plays the Joker part, not like the before part.
I could see Willem Dafoe maybe if it was like a Batman thing, like Two-Face.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he would be, I mean, he's already, you know, the Green Goblin, but I guess he wants to do another superhero movie.
Yeah, I mean, that could be cool.
No, he's great. He's great. And I heard he seems like a nice guy too, which I think is.
Yeah. I just keep thinking with the lighthouse, how you look at the timeline of when you realize how long they were really on that in that lighthouse. It's not very long, but then you're watching it and it feels like they're there forever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's not a super long movie, right? Like
No, it's not that long.
But yeah.
It's like an hour, 29 minutes.
That's that guy. I liked Northman. I don't think I liked it more than The Lighthouse, but he's definitely a good director to watch for because I think he'll keep making good, interesting films.
And then I saw this other movie. It was what's his name? The guy who was in Magic Mike, and then he got like kicked out of Magic Mike.
He got kicked out of Magic Mike?
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't get along with Channing Tatum apparently. And
oh, I know you're talking Alex Pittifor or something like that.
Alex Pettyfer, yeah. He directed a movie I saw where he was like this brother who just like got out, like his mother was in jail and he had to take care of like his sisters.
What movie was that? I've never heard of that movie.
I'm gonna tell you right now because I really liked it. And I was looking at the movie and I'm like, this is kind of cool, you know. But then he's the director, and I was just like, that's cool. And it's interesting because it's like you look at an actor and you think like, you're like, oh, okay, you know, being a director. And then you see that's the kind of movie he chooses to make.
Mm-hmm.
Backroads. It's called Backroads.
Never heard of
You should check it out. It might be on Tubi actually. Hold on, let me see.
They're all directing these days.
So he self-directed it. It's not like a huge cast.
Mm-hmm.
It's him, and then the daughter is the daughter for that movie is someone else who is like, yeah, it's on Tubi. Family secrets are unearthed when Harley, who took custody of his sisters after their mom killed their dad, starts an affair with an older woman.
Okay.
And I'm just like, this is the movie you choose to?
Tubi.
I'm like, you chose that to direct? Okay. I wouldn't expect that from you because you see him in stuff and it's more, I don't want to like classify him, but his movies are very like positive, you know, to me. And
what else has he done besides Magic Mike?
I Am Number 4, I think. And then
was that good?
No.
It's not. I didn't really put him in the serious actor camp, but I could be wrong.
Nah, but like
I remember when that came out.
I Am Number 4 was garbage. It was hot garbage. It was not good. It is like,
no.
I feel bad because I saw part of it and it could have been better. It's like the potential is there and it just doesn't line up.
It's like Twilight.
Yeah, it's like Twilight. Oh my God, just the women just needing men besides Alice.
Yeah,
Alice is the one redeeming quality in Twilight.
I don't know.
I think the funniest thing in Twilight is they imagined she basically, because she could tell the future. I don't know if I remember that, but she could tell the future, and she imagined a whole fucking fight, right, between the Cullens and this other group.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this.
And then it's like it didn't actually happen.
So
You're just like, wait. You're like, wait,
so many.
wait. I watched the whole scene for nothing.
Remember the baseball game? They play base. There's one of the movies they play baseball, and it's like vampire
I think it's the first.
baseball.
I think it's the first one.
First one, yeah. They're playing like
Oh my
vampire
God.
baseball, and it's like it's just really bad. Nobody wants to see vampires play baseball.
Nobody. At least if you're gonna do that, pull a Dragon Ball Z where it's silly and it's like they're Super Saiyan and it's like the little thing and it's just like
The Bailey School Kids, remember that those books? It's like
Bailey School
vampires can't
Kids.
be. It'd be like vampires can't be gym teachers or something. And then they're always trying to like their school, like there was somebody who's always like a monster.
Oh yeah. Vampires don't wear polka dots. I
Vampire.
remember this. Oh my God. Cupid doesn't flip hamburgers.
If you were like, if you're going to
Ghouls don't scoop
plastic
ice
cookware,
cream.
well, yeah, it's probably next to Animorphs and the Goosebumps.
Freaking Animorphs. Oh my God. That was my childhood. I had the book where he turned into a bee.
Yeah, I can't say I remember that one, but these were good.
Ghosts will eat potato chips. That's cute. I like that. I like that. I just feel like overall with like time, things changed over time, And I remember like growing up, like I used to love I have this book from my childhood. I think it's called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I think it is. And as a kid, I love that book. But that shit gave me nightmares. But I loved it.
Yeah.
And then Are You Afraid of the Dark? That's like the other one I liked.
Yeah. The TV show. It's still like I think you still catch reruns on Nickelodeon. I've tried over the years to watch some of them again.
It's also free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Every episode. I discovered that and I was just like, whoa, you can watch it on YouTube for free? Old 20-minute episode.
What was the scariest episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark for you?
I don't remember exactly, but it's this one where they live in like an apartment and they thought the neighbor was eating people. Or the Othello one.
Othello?
Or Macbeth. Where like you don't say Macbeth and then it's like this ghost that comes out of nowhere from the past. They keep seeing like this ghost or whatever. And it's the ghost from the original production where the kid died.
Oh wow, it's kind of cool. I don't know if I remember that one.
Yeah, it was like something like that. But the one with the apartment, it ended where you don't even know if the neighbor was doing it. It was all like, no, there's no way we eat people or whatever. And then you see the ending and you're just like, wait. It's not like a they'll tell you it. It's like your brain just thinks, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe they do.
It can mess you up as a child. That's for sure.
It could turn you to reading Stephen King, like me.
Yeah. King, what's the next step up?
You just level up. You know what? I haven't seen all the scary. Let's read the scary, right? Might as well. I think what messed me up the worst as a kid was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah. That might have been the most terrifying book.
Oh my God.
they had the movie. I actually recently watched a doc on it too. It's on YouTube. I think you could check it out, about the author and like who the hell wrote this book and how did it like get into the hands of children.
It's made, but the funny part is it's made for children. Because I don't think if an adult was to read that book, it wouldn't make any sense. But if you're a kid, it's the perfect way to terrify you.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like Bloody Mary and ooh, there were some scary ones. The drawings, I think, were like the most terrifying thing. Those drawings were scary.
Oh my God. I'm crying. They made a movie in 2019.
Yeah. Like a legit, I'm just gonna put this in the fridge, like a legit movie.
10 terrifying truths. You know my favorite thing on YouTube is in regards to that stuff? There's a YouTuber, Cinema Summary. They do a thing where it's like how to beat, and they give you like a movie. So like how to beat the exam, which was like my favorite for that series. Have you ever seen The Exam?
Oh, wait, see what?
The movie's called The Exam.
The Exam. No, I don't think so.
Check it out. You might like it.
Okay.
But it's basically like they have this video. It's like how to beat scary stories to tell in the dark.
Oh, okay.
But they take like horror movies and they go, how can you survive in this movie?
I like that.
And it's been like my favorite thing to watch. So some of the movies I've seen, one of them was like How to Survive the Hunger Games. And I was just like, whoa, you learned it so much. Yeah. There's things I didn't even realize. I'm like, damn, you're right.
Play by their rules to win the whatever.
Yeah. I gotta check out this movie at some point. This alone is like this image of this.
Yeah. That, I mean, I didn't actually see the movie, but it's that is scary. So I guess good on them for.
Oh my God, for honoring it. Yeah. The one thing I feel like it's funny to me is I think it's Goosebumps. Books are great, but sometimes the TV show got a little soft.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, guys, you could. They try to make it. I feel like, especially with the camp where it's. Do you remember the episode with the camp where it's like and you found their aliens preparing to go to Earth?
Was it camps? Yeah, I kind of like if I saw the book cover, I'd probably remember.
Let's see if we can find it. But yeah, there's this one, and it's almost like they're like terrified, and they're just like, "Oh man, yeah, you're ready for Earth." At the end, and it's just like, what?
Yeah,
I loved when they tackled aliens. That was my thing with Goosebumps.
Funny story. A friend of mine from Post did a comedy show, and she invited R.L. Stine to come to the show, and he showed up. And I was filming them because we were doing like a little documentary thing, and the whole night was going to be improv based around Goosebumps and Fear Street and stuff. And him and his wife were there, and they're like super nice. And like, I was talking to him, and I asked him a very specific question about this like random Goosebumps book called. It was about like a killer peanut butter and jelly sandwich that like they made like a scary story about it. And I asked him a question. He just like looks at me. He's like, I don't even remember writing that. Straight up couldn't remember writing a whole book that he. And I think that one was actually a choose your own adventure because remember they started doing those too.
Yeah.
Doesn't even remember writing it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I
feel like
he's a nice man.
Yeah, he sounds very friendly. I feel like because I know who you're talking about. Isn't he like a fan of her? at this point.
Oh yeah, probably
Yeah,
friendly. Yeah, she had like a Twitter thing with him, and
yeah.
I'd probably have it on YouTube somewhere if you want to check it out. But
Oh
we
yeah. If you find it, let me know. I'll definitely watch it.
posted in the. Where's this going up, by the way? Is this like on your channel or your stream or something?
It's gonna be on YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, how long has it been, by the way?
Oh man, I probably got a good 5 minutes left in me before I like collapse.
Yeah.
But what should we end this on? What do you think?
What if? Okay, I got an idea. Um, if you, I'll send down a question, and then we'll both answer it.
Hey, yeah.
So, if you had a movie based on a book or a movie that's already been made, what movie would it be, and who would the top two actors you would want being in that movie?
Whoa. So you're asking, just like what the top movie is based on a book, or?
It doesn't have to be on a book. Just like if someone came to you was like, "Hey, we'll pay you to recreate any movie you want, and you can have two people be in this movie."
Wow. Honestly, I've been wanting to do. It's kind of played out. It's kind of played out. They did this. Tarantino kind of did this already, but I wanted to do it for a long time. I wanted to do a Manson movie based on Helter Skelter, and I had a whole like idea, which actually maybe don't want to reveal out loud, but maybe someday, where I would tell the story through one of the characters' eyes, not one of the main characters, but like a side character. And if I had to put an actress in it, so it'd be a girl. Well, first, I guess you'd have to find a Manson. A lot of people have played him, but it would actually be really good. I thought of this. I would probably. I was gonna say one of the girls from Euphoria, but she was just in Once Upon a Time. Did you see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, but I think, are you talking about Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah. Well, she was in it, so I guess that doesn't count.
She was in the movie that you're remaking.
I'm gonna remake Once Upon a Time. No, that's stupid.
Oh, okay.
I'm blanking. Who would be cool? I mean, there's so many good actresses. I think, honestly, I think what's her name? Jessie Buckley is really good. She's in the new movie Men.
To see that too, because I've heard some crazy reviews.
Yeah, I won't even go into that. I just think she'd be cool to work with. I'd also, did you watch Schitt's Creek?
I love Schitt's Creek. So
I think Alexis would be like a really cool. What's her name?
Annie Wilson.
Murphy. Annie Murphy. Yeah.
Annie Murphy.
I put Annie Murphy in a Manson movie with.
I see that.
I can't think of who would be in it. I don't know.
Why don't you there's a few people I would think for that.
Yeah. Or just like put someone awesome in it, like I don't know, freaking like Edward Norton or somebody who hasn't been in a good movie in a while would be bring back. Kind of like they did with Michael Keaton. But yeah, that's kind of a bad answer. Sorry.
I mean, you're right. If that's how you feel. I mean. So I think I'd want to do, I know it sounds kind of weird. I'd want to do like something like, I don't know what movie, but I'd want to do something like Shakespeare.
Okay. Yeah.
And reimagine it as like modern.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would, because like, I feel like you could get something good out of like where you just make it like Tom Holland and Zendaya as the leads for that.
Sure, yeah.
Just to see, because like I feel like they have good chemistry on screen together.
Totally, yeah. I mean, she's great.
And then you toss in as a bonus, you toss in someone like Viggo Mortensen or someone.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
And you just got Spider-Man. See,
Willem Dafoe as the witch.
you remade Spider-Man, and I remade Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah. So is there anything you want to shout out?
Hey, if anyone's out there listening, my film Myth is on Tubi. I know we're talking about Tubi. You can see, I don't know if this is backwards, but it's the logo. And,
It's actually not, at least on my end.
Oh, cool. And yeah, it's on Tubi, IMDb TV, Roku, Amazon Prime. I don't know, just a bunch of stuff. So, and yeah, you should check it out.
And as usual, guys, there's other episodes, but if you want to check out the older episodes too, it's all there. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode.
All right. Thanks for letting me co-host.
Of course.
All right.